Former Interior Minister Fatmir spoke against the establishment of the Judicial Police as he believes that dualism will only serve to aggravate an already tense situation. Albanian businesses owe 107 billion lek to the state for tax administration, representing an increase on the previous year, with the majority of debt owed by businesses which are no longer in operation. 6 Western Balkan countries will benefit from lower global roaming tariffs and tariffs completely abolished between Albania and Kosovo, starting from the 1st of July. Free roaming will be extended across the region by 2021. It's 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 4th of April 2019. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to RTV Ora's English edition. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the only daily update of the local Albanian news translated into English. The introduction of judicial police for both the prosecution and the state police has resulted in some fierce debates between socialist MPs in the Law Committee. The proposal on the organisation and functioning of the judicial police tabled to the committee today highlighted the problems relating to how this structure functions. Former Interior Minister Fatmir accused the judicial police as having functioned like prosecution realtors for many years. An expert from Euralius stated that the placement of the judicial police in both the prosecution and the state police has been received with strong scepticism from the international community as well. Socialist MP Bashkim Fino was not convinced by the rapporteurs to vote in favour of this draft, considering it unnecessary to create additional structures. Even the chair of the Law Committee, Ulsi Manja, expressed that he is against the establishment of the judicial police. Furthermore, the draft, which is part of the justice reform package, also received a great level of interest from representatives of the US Embassy, the OSCE and Euralius. The chair of the Socialist Movement for Integration's parliamentary group, Petrit Vasili, has raised the alarm over the significant number of dismissals from the administration that have been through the court processes and determined as unfair, thus requiring compensation to be paid during the period of the Rama government. According to Vasili, the compensation costs which have arisen from these unfair dismissals have reached over 100 million euros. Vasili condemned the government for its attempts to create what he calls a militant administration, retorting that those funds which have been forced to be used to compensate the dismissed could have been used for more productive investments. The head of the SMI's parliamentary group went on to add that in the past 5 years, around 102 million euro have been allocated from the state budget to pay for the court-ordered compensation for unfairly dismissing individuals from roles within the public administration. In his press release, he accused the government of spending this money in order to build a corrupt administration. The Albanian state has been forced to pay about 102 million euros in just 5 years solely for the purpose of unjust and unlawful, politically targeted dismissals, remarked Vasili. Illustrating his point further, he added, "With this amount of money, we could have built 3 hospitals and at least 20 new schools. But instead, this money has been spent on building a corrupt and inefficient administration." Albanian businesses are facing a series of problems lately. According to data published by the International Monetary Fund, during 2018, the level of debt to the tax administration reached 107 billion lek, representing an increase when compared to 2017. This data was published after research conducted by this institution at the Albanian Tax Department. A concerning point is that the government had a goal to reduce the rate of bankruptcy. However, with the rising debt level, this objective is unlikely to be achieved. Furthermore, the majority of the debt is held by businesses which are no longer in operation. This makes it even more difficult to collect on these debts. A big part of the debt, in fact about 56%, has been outstanding for more than 2 years. The International Monetary Fund report notes that there was a decrease in the debt level for the year 2017 from 111.5 to 95.5 billion lek. In order to improve the situation regarding outstanding tax bills, the International Monetary Fund suggests a number of legal changes need to be made. Beyond the debt that has to be paid to the tax administrations, Albanian businesses are faced with delays in VAT refunds from the government. The International Monetary Fund states that the government must reimburse businesses around 14.4 billion lek. This concern has been raised by the businesses themselves, which have demanded a solution to the deadlock as soon as possible. Exporters have been the most significantly affected by the delayed VAT refunds, given that they are obligated to pay the tax at a rate of 26%. Ensuring deposited funds is an important element in mitigating the financial crisis. The Governor of the Bank of Albania participated in a meeting of the International Committee of Deposit Insurers for the European region. During the activity, Governor Gentseko stressed that after the recent financial crisis, the Bank of Albania has an added responsibility for intervention in extraordinary cases. Already, the central bank has the right to use the necessary instruments to intervene with struggling banks without affecting financial stability. The United States government has today donated 37 mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, or MRAPs. These vehicles will be used by Albania's armed forces as a part of NATO's collective defence. The unveiling ceremony was attended by the Albanian Defence Minister Olta Gjachka, US Deputy Ambassador to Albania Leila Moses-Onis, and the Albanian General Chief of Staff Bardul Kolchaku. This package means more capabilities for us and more joint missions, but it also translates into more security for the country and the alliance, outlined the Albanian Defence Minister Olta Gjachka. On her part, the representative of the US Embassy to Tirana praised Albania's role in the region, stressing that the Ministry of Defence and the armed forces play a key role in boosting cooperation in the area of defence. This new armoured capability will enhance Albania's internal defence, strengthen NATO's southern flank, and provide critical combat power to NATO that can be deployed in support of global operations. It is yet another example of how Albania is stepping up as a regional leader in the Balkans. Under the outstanding leadership of Minister Gjachka and General Kolchaku, communication and cooperation between our two militaries have never been stronger. Meanwhile, the delivery of these vehicles marks the completion of one phase of our cooperation. We are excited about the future and the potential to collaborate in additional ways to enhance Albania's land, air and sea capabilities. It is truly an exciting time to be a soldier, sailor or airman in the Albanian Armed Forces. We thank you for your commitment to modernising the armed forces, for your commitment to reaching 2% on defence spending, and for your past, present and future commitments to the alliance. We look forward to working with the Ministry of Defence and the Government of Albania on how we can further expand our military relationship, concluded Leila Moses-Onis. The Western Balkan countries have signed a landmark agreement at the Regional Digital Summit in Belgrade to scrap all mobile roaming costs within the next 2 years under the framework entitled Roam Like at Home. Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia and Serbia will all, for the first time, have harmonised calling, texting and data prices. Kosovo Minister for Economic Development, Valdrin Luka, told the Balkan Investigative Reporting Network, or BERN, that the agreement will come into effect from July 1 this year with reduced tariffs. From July 1, 2021, all tariffs applicable for the purpose of roaming will be removed. The agreement is intended to facilitate communication in the region and harmonise the telecommunications market. Until now, the costs for such services were much higher, rising to €2.5 per minute for calls in the region. In 2014, Bern reported that the cost of roaming in the Balkans was up to 6 times higher than the cost in Western Europe, according to studies at that time. Earlier attempts to remove roaming costs have included only specific countries, not the whole region, and were complicated by Serbia's dispute with Kosovo over its status as an independent state. During the summit, the Western Balkan countries agreed to reduce roaming costs among themselves, and the EU pledged to develop a roadmap to reduce the roaming costs between the EU and the Western Balkans. According to Mailinda Bregu, the Secretary General of the Regional Cooperation Council, this deal will connect businesses faster and cheaper with each other. It will connect job seekers with their potential employers. And of course, tourists will be more than happy to hear this news. Global roaming tariffs apply when a telecommunications device is taken internationally, but utilises a domestic service and are often twice as high as the relative costs for using the services within the home country. Minister Blendi Klosi has warned environmental inspectors that they will bear criminal liability if they allow mines to continue or open in a protected area of Kruja Mountain. As he participated in the action to close the last lime kiln, Minister Klosi stressed that there will be ongoing field controls to prevent this environmentally destructive activity. The action to close 12 quarries and 26 limestone kilns in Kruja has come about following the work of an investigative task force created by 4 ministries. Further verifications and checks will also be conducted for an additional 300 quarries operating throughout the country. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of RTV Ora, thank you and good night.